Yes, yes, yes. Don't forget, log on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com. That is my official website. On that website, you're going to find videos that you might not have saw in the YouTube feed. Everything is there. doggiediamondsnofilter.com. And have you heard about this $100 promo deal that I'm offering? If not, let me give you some information really quick of why this might be beneficial to you. First and foremost, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV, on the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the Threads account, Facebook, and the Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need, but as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products, your t-shirts, your YouTube, your music, anything that you want to promote. I can help you bring awareness to your product. Yes, as we go, shout out to the whole Brooklyn. Brooklyn, what's up? We in here. Brooklyn, what's good? Let's shout out the room. King Michael Coy is in the building. The Enlightened One is in the building. Chico Low 914 is in the building. EC is in the building. That's a supporter right there. Sandra, how are you doing? Swag Champ, what's going on? Young Yala is in the building. F_Fierce is here. Big Ma, the moderator, is in the building. Derek Douglas, what's going on? Unpopping Opinions is in the building. How Well is in the building. Titty Boy GM is in the building. Chinky Eye, what's going on? C Gutta's around. C Gutta's around. Spirit Wonder, what's going on? Here we go. Check it out.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, G2G Corey, what's up? Bernadette Bernie, how are you doing? Beard Gang is in the building. I got some Beard Gang too. John Dante, what's going on? Brown Girl from Boston is in the building. Check Viz Online is in the building. Kelly Mills, moderator. Brown Girl, moderator. A-Trax, what's going on? La 623 is in the building. Manny Alston, what's going on? Talk Show The Visionary is always here. Listen, Bloodshot Films is here too. What up? Peter Truth, what's up? Brooklyn Outlaw, Brooklyn. What I told you, Brooklyn gonna be in here deep tonight. Syracuse is in the building tonight via Sean Briggs. Leroy Green, what's going on? Renegade Revolver, where you been? Check it out.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. Make sure you hit that like button. This is gonna be explosive. Brooklyn is in here. This is Big Brooklyn tonight. I am Pretty Black KJ. How are you doing? Zay Indigo, what up? Shay Cobain, what's going on? Neltron 8000 is in the building. Yes, Beautifully Balanced is in the building. Michigan is in the building. Yes, Michigan is here. Don't forget, when you shout yourself, shout your area. We gonna shout the areas out. Beautifully Balanced, what's going on? Neltron 8000 is in the building. Nicholas Sealy is in the building. No Pulse. Josh is in the building. Black Earth is in the building. Tyrone James, what's going on? Big Damo, what is going on? Zip, Zoom is in the building as well. Young Yala Flatbush, that's Big Brooklyn. Omega TV is in the building. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, Cleveland is in the building. Yes, everybody is in the building tonight. The whole U.S. is in the building tonight. How's everybody doing? I'm great, of course. Shout out to the OG Wisdom Podcast. That's my family. The first pin, let's start this out. The first pin comment on this video will be to the OG Wisdom Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to their channel. And let's get them subscribers up. Let's run those numbers up. See, I'm seeing Bushwick in the building, Kingsborough. Oh, you know I feel good. We got the Star in the building. We got Bushwick in the building. We got ENY in the building. I'm feeling good about my borough. But the OG Wisdom Podcast, this is where this content is coming from. Not only is that my neighborhood, that's my family, my blood family. That's what that is. And when I say blood, I'm talking about the same veins, same grandmother, same everything. The OG Wisdom Podcast. So tonight's show is very, very important because you know I'm not into hip-hop narratives. Ocean Hill, I see you. I'm not into narratives. I'm not into cap. I'm not into people telling stories. And y'all know I'm always the one to call somebody cap. I know people don't like me for that. But I be calling people cap because people be letting a lot of stuff ride. People be letting a lot of stuff just go out there. And I be like, nah, they capping. That's not the truth. What we got to do in this culture, in order for the culture to survive, Neltron 8000, thank you for setting off that super chat. Y'all can follow his lead. The super chat is available. You come up on the screen. What we got to do in this culture, we got to stop the cap. We got to stop putting ourselves in places that we wasn't there for. We got to stop writing narratives that we know nothing about and making up stuff to make ourselves look cool. It's corny. Let the greats be great. Let the deceased rest in peace. We got to stop storying. And a lot of stories are being told in this culture. Shout out to Cuban Link in the building. And they be cap. And I be telling y'all they cap. I see Red Hook in the building. One way in, one way out. So what we doing tonight, we gonna go over one of those stories. Shout out to Fat Joe. Incredible artist. Did a lot for the culture. Made a lot of incredible music. But he said something that many people raised their eyebrows about. First of all, let me start this show. I got to put respect on my neighborhood, Bed-Stuy, Clinton Hills. I got to shout out Junior Mafia. First person I got to shout out in Junior Mafia is rest in peace to Chico, a.k.a. Cheek Delvec. Without Chico, a lot of shit wouldn't have been possible because he was the spark to bring Biggie outside in the neighborhood. Rest in peace to my brother Chico. Then we have to go rest in peace to Biggie, who spearheaded something and thought of something that transcended my neighborhood. Then I would have to say shout out to Nino Brown, Banger, Blake C, Little C's, LD, a.k.a. 2 O's, Bugsy, Money L, D Rockefeller, Big Un, and Big Just. Shout out to Troy. Shout out to Grand Avenue. Shout out to Downing. Shout out to Putnam. Shout out to Washington Avenue. Shout out to 500 Washington. Shout out to St. James Place. Renamed the Notorious B.I.G. Of course, shout out to Little Kim. Shout out to Irvin. Shout out to Claver Place. Shout out to Franklin Ave. Shout out to Waverly Avenue, Clinton Avenue, Washington Avenue. I got to say that again because Washington was the hub. Shout out to Vanderbilt, Claremont, Carlton Ave. And shout out to Fulton Street. That was the hub. That was the stomping ground that we all met on Fulton Street. Fulton Street. We all claim Fulton Street. At the end of the day, we from Fulton Street. So without any further ado, I want to bring up this video because Fat Joe claimed, this is why this is important. For the most part, with the Biggie and Tupac situation, Biggie never really fully responded. In my opinion, Biggie threw subliminals, he said little lines, but he never responded all out assault the way he was called out on Hit 'Em Up. Fat Joe claims that Biggie did. Fat Joe claims that he had a joint album with Biggie dissing Tupac. This is what he said. D-Dot debunked it. I think Diddy debunked it. But I know D-Dot personally debunked it, and D-Dot was Biggie's main producer. So what I want to do is I want to bring up the OG Wisdom podcast featuring C Gutta. And y'all know my cousin Tad. This is my neighborhood. This is this is family. For real, for real. And Their topic today on their show was protecting Big legacy. So we're gonna get into that really quick. So let's go. Protecting Biggie's legacy. We're gonna hear from C Gutta. Y'all know who C Gutta is. And I want to say this before we get into this. Biggie had lyrics that were, some of them shits was far out. And I can tell you why. Although I don't agree with everything he said, it was a time in the culture in the 90s where you said some shit that was ill and was crazy. So Nas once said, when I was 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. People was like, oh, wow. Nas once said that. I got to get on the reaction page. Hold on. Let me stop the music. There we go. This is better. Let me stop the music and let me take the logo out. That's better. People would say wild shit, and Biggie wanted to say wild shit. Some of the shit might have been too wild, like what he said about Gutta. That's not factual, but it was a lyric. Some people take stuff too literal, but it was just a lot of lyrical shit ain't always dope in the long term. But let's get into what they had to say in this show. I just wanted to put some respect on that really quick.
Anybody from the mafia, of course, but particularly you being the street strength of everything. Because, nowadays, everybody, they gangster. And I get it. I get it. You and I know a lot of people who revisit history and they'll tell stories about things they were there for or were not there for. But you being an active brother through the whole street life, you know what I mean? You made it out alive. You did your time, 10 toes down, never jammed
Now, I just want to say to y'all, he's not talking to a nobody. He's talking to C Gutta. Let's go.
nobody up. You know what I'm saying? So your record looking pretty good. But I'm watching everybody else talk about Biggie. And it kind of hurt me. You know what I mean? Because here you got rappers talking about he had trannies in the video saying, of course, the lyrics, we ain't got to revisit that part. But the latest viral moment is Fat Joe saying him and Biggie did an album together. And a lot of people are calling cap on it, and particularly people who can call cap.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that was on the hip hop scene at that time could basically call it cap.
He called it cap.
It's no way, because you got to be honest. It's no way you trying to get money, and you got tracks with Big, and you not. Come on, let's be honest. Like everybody, posthumously, after Big passed, dudes wanted tracks with Big.
Yeah.
So if you had tracks with him while he was alive, an album, which, you know what I'm saying? For me, this is the thing. I came home in December 95. Big was doing Life After Death.
So if y'all didn't know, Gutta was gone for Ready to Die. Gutta, for the most part, as of us growing up, he's older than us. He's older than me and my cousin right there. But he always was incarcerated early on. You know what I'm saying? Gutta, used to really dibble and dabble in them streets. By the time Gutta came home, Biggie was fully on. He's doing Life After Death when Biggie comes home. No, when he comes home. When he comes home, Biggie is doing Life After Death.
Right.
I was there for almost every song that he did. You know what I'm saying? There's a few I wasn't there for. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was like the shit with R. Kelly. Right. He had just gotten in a car accident. You know what I'm saying?
That was my joint, him and R. Kelly.
You know what I'm saying? I had just gotten in a car accident. So, you know what I'm saying? A couple joints. The joints with Bone, because they went to LA. I couldn't go at that time.
Bro?
Huh?
Was it parole? Why you couldn't go?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the most part, I was there. I don't remember nothing, bro. I don't remember, especially no 18 tracks.
Yo, you want to know what's crazy, right? And I'm glad you said that because this, I mean, like I said, you qualified to speak, and I don't know Fat Joe personally. Of course I knew Big, but I wasn't in the studio with Big then. Early part, yeah. He did Warning. I remember the rough draft for Warning. You know what I'm saying? When he first conceptualized it, he did it in Dog Crib. Shout out to Doggie Diamonds. Um, it was just
I always tell y'all that story. I recorded Biggie Warning. So, people who sometimes wonder why I'm qualified to talk about certain stuff or why I'm qualified to say certain things. Not only am I one of the original hip hop interviewers on YouTube, I was recording legends, recording them, their vocals. But let's go.
crazy though, because I like Fat Joe personality wise and some of his music. And I wouldn't take away what he's done to hip hop, but I think he's sabotaging his legacy with these lies because I saw an interview with Puff.
But
Puff said,
you gotta think about it also is dudes already know shit be clickbait.
right,
He
He called it straight up clickbait.
fell into that. He didn't fell into that category where dudes just doing clickbait. You know what I'm saying? But he got a hell of a platform. So his clickbait is getting monetized on a crazy level.
right. But that's what I'm saying. He don't have to clickbait. He don't have to. So why lie? Because I mean, he's saying he's telling the truth, but Cuban Link said he's lying. Puff was diplomatic and said he don't remember that. He said, I know him and Big talked about it, talked about doing a joint together.
I remember one.
So what the story that Gutta's about to tell right now is something that Cuban Link recently put out there that he was called to the studio. Cuban Link, and Cuban could speak for himself. Cuban Link and Pun was called to the studio by Big to do an intro. Big wanted somebody to speak in Spanish on his album. They called Cuban and Pun. They did it, and Fat Joe went in there and added on it, and they all spoke in Spanish for Biggie's album, but it never was used. Let's go.
Song that never got put out. Joe was there, and all Joe did was curse over the in Spanish.
Right.
Like
That's
Big never got. I don't think, to my recollection,
right.
Big never rapped on it yet.
Right.
It was just that Joe had put down. He had put down. You know what I'm saying? He was cursing in Spanish. They was gonna do a joint.
Right.
But album, my nigga.
A joint in our neighborhood is not this. A joint is an actual song. So Big used to be like, I gotta do this joint. So we used to call a song a joint. So when Gutta is saying, because sometimes I gotta translate C Gutta because he's so Fulton Street. I know what he's saying. I understand him. Tad understand him, but sometimes y'all might not get what he's saying. But a joint is a song. They was gonna do a joint.
It's like, come on, bro. It's like
Yeah.
shit, like but it's a lot of these dude, bro. I just saw some shit from what's the dude name? That was with Rockefeller. They used to work for them.
Producer?
Huh?
Was he a producer?
Nah, I don't know what he was, to be honest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just know he worked for them in some capacity. More for Damon Biggs
And Jay.
because he's from that I know. I think he's from the Bronx. He's from Harlem or the Bronx.
He from Uptown, not from.
I can't remember Cuz's name. Choke no.
Oh, Choke. Okay. Yeah.
He
Shout out.
said some wild shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm like, yo, it's like, and I understand what it is. It's the sensationalism of people having an assumption that you know shit that you really don't know.
Right. Yeah. I like some of Choke No Joke stuff. Some of it, like I said, I'm not privy. That's why I said for Biggie, you're qualified to speak more than so many people that I see speaking now because like I said, Puff spoke on it.
And this is the thing, bro. He got a mother and kids, bro.
Yeah, see, now that's listen, man, listen. I just got a little mad. I gotta calm down really quick. Big ain't here no more. Big is not here no more. He didn't die of old age. He didn't die of sickness. It wasn't an accident. It was a heinous crime, an unsolved heinous crime that was committed against him that took his life. He has grown children and a mother that's still here. Why people speak ill of the dead, I don't know. It's bigger than clickbait. It's bigger than stories when you speak of the dead. You always got to take that into account when you speak of people that's not here anymore to defend themselves. Where we're from, and if you're really a street guy, you know you don't speak on the dead unless you had something personal with them. But I'm going to let Gutta go. Go ahead, Gutta.
Yeah.
But niggas just come up with all this outlandish shit and they don't think the ramifications to his, you know what I'm saying, his kids and his mother. Not to mention his niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, I didn't want to say that. I did not want to say that. He said the ramification of his kids and his mother, and not to mention his niggas. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that, but that's why I'm glad, Gutta. I'm glad you speaking, because I know for a fact that man y'all looking at on the screen is gonna defend Biggie honor till there's no breath in him left. He did it when Big was here. He did it when he was in prison, and it's real. It's real. So, man. Let's go, Gutta. Oh, shit, I fucked up.
On to that relevant. I know serious, you know what I'm saying? But he's saying my approach is just like,
oh, Choke. Okay. Yeah,
he
shout out.
said some wild shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, it's like, and I understand what it is. It's the sensationalism of people having an assumption that you know shit that you really don't know.
Right. Yeah. I like some of Choke No Joke stuff. Some of it, like I said, I'm not privy. That's why I said for Biggie, you're qualified to speak more than so many people that I see speaking now because like I said, Puff spoke on it.
And this is the thing, bro.
Listen up.
He got a mother and kids, bro.
Yeah.
But niggas just come up with all this outlandish shit and they don't think the ramifications to his, you know what I'm saying, his kids and his mother. Not to mention his niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why I was upset with Lord Joe.
Hey, my nigga.
That's why I was upset with Lord Joe.
But I'm past the point of approaching it how I used to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. My approach is just like, if it's mentioned to me, I'm gonna say exactly what I'm saying now. This should be outlandish. Right. Y'all going on speculation, your own speculations and what you want to believe. Yeah. Because you was associated with one dude, how does that give you any intel in another person's whole life?
Right.
Like, come on, my nigga.
Yeah, it is wild because
and my reaction is for his mother and his kids.
Right.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss
Wallace, what I'm saying?
Tiana,
like,
and CJ.
Because I know, like, I'm from the streets. Niggas lie all the time. No, we got to be honest. Street niggas lie more than most.
Right.
That's a fact.
No reason.
That's a fact.
Or niggas that's associated themselves with the streets, they lie more than most for no reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's to make themselves look look a certain way in other people's eyes or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Dudes just be talking gossip.
Right.
Street niggas do the most gossiping too.
Right.
Yo, you heard such and such got locked up, right? That
Nigga,
nigga never coming home.
my nigga, you'll be in jail and a nigga gets shot, and I didn't been witness to this numerous times. And the dude that gets shot, and by the time we get night yard, niggas is talking about it, my nigga.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So dudes, you know what I mean?
Oh no, it's like dudes locked up get the story first. But of course, everybody gonna put their spin
So,
on it.
but where is it coming from? It's coming from a nigga from the streets that's just,
Right.
Just
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, to make them comfortable. And that's why I feel like at this point, we don't need to lie no more. We don't have to lie.
You know, and that's real important. Like, well, we must understand some of us have done so much in this culture. We don't have to lie. Just tell the truth. Yo, some of us, and more so some of them than me. If you valid, you valid. You don't have to the lies discredit you. The lies do not validate you. Because when you lie, somebody gonna say, nigga, you lying. And that's one of the issues I have with lying. That's why I'm truthful, even if it's not favorable. Some people say I'm a harsh critic. Some people say I got a big mouth. Some people say whatever, but it's my truth on certain topics. But when it comes to me, I'm not going to cap or lie on nobody else ever, because it's always going to be found out. And then the lie discredits me. Just tell the truth. The truth is again, I'd rather have the ugly truth than the beautiful lie.
Most of us is 50 plus, over 40 years old. If you was out there in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? That you think about the 90s is 30 years ago. You was
You
out
know
there,
what I think it is?
like, what are you lying about?
No, I think I'm gonna give you my take on it. I think it's a lot of dudes that's older and they still want to shine.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's because they never shined back then? Or they haven't reached what
Joe
you
had shine.
say it again?
Joe had shine.
Right. Right.
I know, but like that's what I'm saying. It's like
Joe had major shine. You got to think about it. Joe had a beef with Jay. He had he had a not no serious, you know what I'm saying? But he had this shit with 50 and them. So you had major exposure already within the hip hop game.
Right.
You got accomplishments and everything.
Right. That's what I just said.
Saying? So like I said, is I think dudes is getting older. This is just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes is getting older and they kind of want to be remembered in hip hop
History.
by the younger generation.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Not necessarily by because they peers know who they are.
Right.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know the niggas that was nice in my era. You know what I'm saying? And I put respect on any nigga that was nice name.
You ran with some of the nicest in hip hop.
No, but I'm talking about outside of Big, bro. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Big, I'm talking about from me coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like the Kangs, the Coogee Raps, like then the dudes come in, and even the Special Eds, the Kwame's, like, because you got to think about we were young at that time.
Yeah,
bro. When Kwame came out, I was 17, my nigga.
Shout out to Kwame.
I didn't want to wear the polka dot shit and all that, but it was a lot of young niggas my age that was into that.
Right.
We had mad different little in one time we had different styles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's good anyway.
Huh?
And Kwame had good music regardless.
Yeah.
His music.
So you know, I'm gonna give we like dudes from our era. We gonna give, but man, yo, remember this? You remember because I remember, bro. I remember the first album I ever heard skits on
De
was
La
3
Soul.
Feet High and Rising.
De La Soul.
Word.
There we go.
Me and Big played that joint all
You're
summer.
right. Yeah, that was the hood.
It's
We
a
love
fact.
De La Soul.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we like
Yep.
motherfuckers. I know who helped influence the game.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know it, but it's like y'all get older and y'all think that y'all have to prove something to the younger niggas.
That's
Yeah.
deep. That's
You know
deep.
what I'm saying? Which is crazy.
That's deep.
Because Fat Joe is a solidified dude. You know what put the nail in the coffin for me? When they asked him who produced it, and he said the Hitman. He said D Dot and Stevie J, and D Dot got on said acting as the mad rapper. They said he don't remember doing that. He don't remember none of that. He don't remember none of that.
I remember, like I said, I remember one song, one track that he got on. He was doing the cursing. That was supposed to be like doing the hook, like Big was supposed to go in, and then Joe go in with the cursing shit, and then he was gonna have a verse too.
Right.
This is from their concept, because I'm sitting in there like this is the thing. A lot of these dudes, they remember me from sin, but they don't be remembering certain points.
I'm gonna say why too. Gutta for the most part. Roach, Goo Roach, what's going on, bro? I gotta call you later. Gutta was always quiet. Gutta would sit there and wouldn't say nothing. His whole thing was the whole big down. He wasn't never for fame. He wasn't for he wasn't there for shine. He wasn't there for pictures. He was just there to hold big down. Keep going, Gutta.
Because I'm always in the cut, my nigga.
Right.
Yeah, you always quiet. You there.
I'm always in the cut. So a dude will tell a story and forget, my nigga, I was there.
Right.
I was there, you know what I'm saying? I was like I wasn't there for anything prior to December 95. When he started rapping and signed and all that and Ready to Die, I wasn't there.
Right.
I don't sit here and lie to niggas. And I was in prison.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But from when he completed Life After Death, I was there.
Yeah. And I'm glad you spoke on it, because it's like a lot of dudes are not qualified. And I'm not saying people didn't have relationships with Big, but I know what's exaggerated.
Let me tell you something, bro. And this is me sitting on the sidelines watching dudes' demeanor. A lot of niggas was jealous, my nigga.
Damn. Yo, Big had New York City in such a frenzy. I watched the dude from my neighborhood that we was calling Fat Chris, that could rap his ass off, that went to Biggie Smalls, we called him Big, to just be in the top dude in New York City out of nowhere. But he earned it though, through that pen. And my hood is so proud. In Brooklyn, he just did it like he did it for Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn, we did it. Brooklyn in the house. Where Brooklyn at? It was so important to Brooklyn. Gutta, go ahead, man.
Because they was on his, and I know where the jealousy came from. It was Big looks. Because it didn't have nothing to do with his skills.
Right.
But it was like, yo, this nigga, how this,
and all the shorties getting itching.
How he getting all these, like, and they like, bro, I'm seeing it. But it's a I don't know, like, 'cause I don't like, and not Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking on Joe.
Right.
'Cause
Not,
Joe never showed that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about a lot of dudes, bro.
Reason why that's important because Gutta was there. So what happens now? We start getting shit from the horse's mouth. We don't get no cap. We get it from the people who was there. This is the OG Wisdom Podcast. This is their show. Make sure you subscribe to their channel as well. The OG Wisdom Podcast. The first pinned comment on this video will be their YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get their numbers up. Let's get them monetized. Let's go.
A lot of dudes in the industry.
A lot of dudes in the industry. But it was a lot of dudes that had genuine love for Big too.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But it was a lot of dudes that I seen it, bro. Like motherfuckers are like act like they fuck with a nigga, but it's a petty jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no shit where a motherfucker will act on or do nothing like that, but it'll be a motherfucker like looking at this nigga like, oh, this fat nigga is the man like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of these that was pretty niggas back then.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of them light-skinned niggas.
Yo, no, don't do this to light-skinned
I'm gonna
niggas.
keep it real with you.
I didn't see all this part. Yeah.
No, not even the S-curl niggas. A lot of like even a lot of the pretty thuggish niggas.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had the street demeanor, but they got the pretty boy looks.
Yeah.
Whether they had dreads or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know the light skin aesthetic was the top of the line at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter, you know what I'm saying? And especially if you look kind of street.
I thought Kane crushed that though.
Huh?
I thought Big Daddy Kane crushed that.
Fuck no.
Because remember, the ladies love Kane.
So
it was LL first, but then Kane came out like, nah,
right.
I'm here. And then
I want y'all to watch this full interview. I want y'all to watch this full interview. I don't want to give any more. The interview is out. OG Wisdom Podcast. This is very, very important. This is from the mouth of C Gutta. This is his podcast. This is his show. They do this every Sunday at 2 p.m. The issue that I'm having is, again, Biggie's not here to defend himself. I think because of what Puffy is into right now, people just automatically saying Big, this, that, and the third. But one thing you don't take into account, that he's not here to yay or nay anything. But his friends, his family, and his loved ones is. And what I would never do, what I'm aware of and what I think about, I would never slander the dead. Why? Because they're not here. And a while ago, I was taught something. I was taught that it's not always about respect for the dead. It's about respect for the living. Because when said person is deceased, what about the people who love them? What about the people who love them? We talking hip-hop topics, say what you gotta say. But when you campaigning that said guy was gay, could have been gay, you don't got no proof. When you campaigning that you did albums with somebody with absolutely no proof, we just gotta believe what you said, that's bad and dangerous. And nobody has to do that because everybody, all of us talk. One thing I never did was talk about people who's not here anymore. Biggie was assassinated as a kid. Him and Tupac is tied in forever. They were killed, murdered heinously at 24, 25 years old. They've been gone for a long time. And that's what makes them so dope. Their legacy is still living, but they never, in my opinion, had a chance to rest in peace because they're always brought up. And now it went from how great they were to people downright slandering them. That's the issue I have with our culture. As many people in other cultures, genres that passed away, but you don't hear people slandering them. You don't hear people every day bringing up this person was this person was that. It's just only us doing it to us. So when you move forward and you want to tell your stories, respect the living. Respect life. Shout out to my rest in peace to Boom P. If y'all don't know, if y'all realizing people are passing away at a rampant rate. It's social media is one big obituary. We don't know when our time is going to tick and the clock strikes you out. We don't know. All we could do is live, grow, and try to be better every day. Talk about cultural stuff. It's okay to talk about cultural stuff. But unless somebody is here to debate you, to go back and forth with you, to defend their name, what is the point of doing it? What is the point of doing it? And I've been telling y'all for a long time, a lot of people are liars. A lot of people be lying. That's why I'm just the type that I disassociate myself. I stay over here because lying is the new thing to go viral. Lying is the new thing to get known. Lying is the new thing. And I just think that is it's not warranted. C Gutta let it be known, besides 2 to 3 records, he was there throughout Biggie's recording process of Life After Death. He wasn't there for the Bone Thugs record. He wasn't there for the R. Kelly record, but he was there. And C Gutta, if you ever been around him, he would just he would sit back. He wouldn't really say, he's not really a talkative person. Y'all seeing him talk, and when he did my interview, is the most you probably ever gonna see him talk. He doesn't really talk like that. He's just always sit back and analyze. And Biggie's slander, Biggie's stories are being told by a lot of people who wasn't even there for a lot of shit. Wasn't even there. And I got a lot of stories, and you don't see me tell a lot of stories because good, bad, or indifferent, it's still people that's grieving him not being here. It's people grieving that. It's people who grieve Pac. It's people who grieve Big L, Eazy-E, Big Pun, Jam Master Jay. It's people who grieving these people. So we gotta be careful. Somebody here, say what we want. We could go back and forth. They could call me Cap, could say they Cap, whatever. But I find it funny that when some people was here, nobody would open their mouth to say anything. Because even if you look at the Big Papa video, if said individual was a transmission, y'all ain't know that shit then? It take almost 30 years later to put that out there? And then now we in a situation to where, what are we even talking about? I don't even know what we talking about no more. When I see interviews and I see people, I don't even know what we talking about. I forgot, what's the mission of this? What is the goal? See, and I want to say this is very, very important because I know I started a lot of this shit, right? So, but I want to say, My goal and my mission was to have a voice for the people who were blacklisted, blackballed, who had talent, who wasn't getting a just due based off of jealousy, greed, homoeroticism from said person. So I wanted to give a voice to the voiceless. That's why I was interviewing the people that I was interviewing. That's why I never really chased mainstream guys. I wanted the unsung heroes. What happened with you? Damn, I liked your music. What happened? And then they would tell their story. Well, and you'd be like, wow. That's the thing now for people to tell stories. But that's why I initially did it in 2006. Now it's a thing. But the capping gets the numbers. The capping gets the views. I'm not going to let nobody sit in front of me and cap. I'm not going to let nobody sit in front of me and cap. You're not going to tell me anything and I'll be like, oh, for real? No. You're going to have to show and prove. So that's what I did it for. Now it's about numbers and views, and the truth is not always the truth anymore. It's just like, well, you believe what you want to believe. That's not what it's about, because there is people who didn't get their just due, who were talented people who didn't get their just due in this culture behind them things that I named. Those are the people we should be listening to, not people who's bitter or just capping or just making up stuff or just sticking their nose in other people's business and talking about. That's not what that's about. You got a firsthand account. You got a firsthand story, what happened to you. There's horror stories in this music industry. People getting their publishing taken. I've been telling y'all about this. People getting their publishing taken. People writing records for people, not getting their just due. People getting their budgets taken. It's been a lot going on. People not getting a record put out. All types of harassment, whether it be sexual, whether it be physical, whether it been bullying, whether it been the street dudes coming in the culture thinking that they street money. It's been a lot that's been going on. So it's a lot of horror stories. Let's get to the stories that's real. Why is it important those stories is important? Because we got people that's going to carry on the culture after us. And it's important that they know this is probable and possible. This is what we went through. So sometimes when you see somebody and you say, why they don't have this? Why they don't have that? And you say, damn, I didn't even know they did that to them. So you know what to look out for now. I was telling y'all in 2006 that these dudes was fun boys. People were saying, oh no, you jealous, you be hating. Okay. Now look. Now we look. Now we look at what's going on. It's coming out. A lot of stuff is coming out. No pun intended. So again, when we hear these stories, let's get validation. People, we need proof. We can't just hear something and we just go off it because a person's popularity. As I'm gonna tell y'all something, the broke clock is right twice a day. What about the other 22 hours? That might be the particular time that you saw the clock. So it might be that time when you looked, and you might ask somebody, what's the time? And they say it's such and such, but you looked at that said clock, and that clock is right because the person said that. But what's gonna happen for an hour? You don't look at that clock no more. You might have left, and you going off that broke clock. And a lot of times people are lying. This has become the culture, lying for interviews. Why? And I'm going to tell you why again people are lying. Because they're being paid to lie. No lie, no money. No money, no views, no big channels, and y'all are eating up the lies. And I told y'all before, a lot of people be lying. A lot of people be lying. So the issue is, when people lie, they're entertaining. They got the voice convictions. They got the movement. They got all this shit down pat. So it's entertaining. But when you lie, that kills your credibility But look at the people that you could be harming with a lie. And then you start saying shit like, sue me and all this and all that. No, just don't lie. If you tell the truth, the truth is so freeing and so validating. The truth don't need validation. Only a lie do. A lie needs to be validated. And somebody in the chat, SMS 130, said it's a lot of rewriting of history. This is our story, man. Hip hop is older than all of us. This is our story. Let's tell our story right, because if we don't tell the story right, then they're going to tell the story. You know, when they tell a story, what they do, they write us out of the story. And they start implementing themselves. And then next thing you know, you be like, damn, I was there for that. I saw that. That's not how it went. What about the people who trying to get in the culture, who's being purposely misled? Listen, I'm going to be real with y'all. I love hip-hop culture. I love hip-hop. I love our people. Some people have obtained riches, more fame than fortune. But a lot of this shit has done us a disservice. A lot of this shit has done us a disservice. We worry about the wrong shit when it comes to this. We worry about the wrong shit. Last night I did a show where I talked about music. I never talked about nobody's gangster who's a snitch. I didn't talk about that. Now we're worried about everything but the music. Who fucked who? Who's getting fat? Who snitched? Who ratted? What gang they a part of? That ain't got nothing to do with hip-hop culture. That's not black man masculinity. What we should be talking about is the music, the likes and the dislikes. That's what hip-hop masculinity started as. This person is better. I like this person. I like this rap. I wasn't feeling that. The last thing we talk about, and I'm talking about all y'all on these platforms, whether you Joe Button, whether you math, whether you academics, the last thing niggas talk about is the music. What about the music? We don't want to hear some of them old war stories because a lot of niggas is lying. Seriously, I watch niggas lie. What about the music? What about the music? Could we get some of these Jay-Z stories? When he was recording the Blueprint, could we get some of that? We don't want to hear who had guns. We don't want to hear who had the block on lock, who had more cocaine. That shit ain't hip-hop. That shit did us the disservice. That's not black culture. That's nigga culture. And it's a difference. Every now and again, you could talk about that. But are we talking about a rapper, or are we talking to AZ Faison? Are we talking about a rapper, or are we talking to Freeway Ricky Ross? Are we talking about a rapper, or are we talking about somebody from Inglewood Families? It's not the same. And y'all fucked it up. Let's get back to the music. Let's get back to these raps. Let's get some good R&B back in there. Let's get some good reggae back in the culture. Let's get some good conscious hip-hop in the culture. Because all these gatekeepers now are telling stories, but the stories they telling has nothing to do with music. It's not even about the music no more. Shit ain't hip-hop. I don't give a fuck who sold what. I don't believe none of y'all niggas anyway. Because if a nigga got 3, he gonna tell you he got fucking 30. Everybody be capping. Everybody act like they for something, but when the camera go off, they not for that. They just for the people. So I just want people to allow Biggie, Tupac, others. Why we can't hold them up? Like the shining people they was when they was here. Why are we tearing them down? Because if we tear down people who was here before us that did great things, what do we have? Because when it comes to other people and other cultures, they're not going to tear theirs down. They're going to hold them up. And that's why they always look at us and say, yo, y'all ain't shit. Y'all don't got nothing. It be us doing it to us. If you alive, let's say what we want. Because change could be there. But we can't say Biggie wasn't great. We can't say Tupac wasn't great. We can't say Pun wasn't great. Eazy-E wasn't great. Big L wasn't great. Jam Master Jay. Even on the Freaky Tie, he added on. Even on down to Killer Shy. This is how crazy, so many of us lost memories through hip hop because we watched these people grow up in the culture. And now we watching people cap. And I don't understand why some of these dudes want to be these talkers and have big platforms when they're not even really that articulate. A lot of their questions suck. They don't do good interviews, a lot of people. And I can say that because I'm the most qualified to say that. And it's just now entertainment, but the music is suffering. I'm telling you. Didn't I tell y'all maybe a few months ago they was trying to get rid of hip hop? Didn't I tell y'all a few months ago that they was trying to replace hip hop with Afro beats and Latin music? I told y'all that. And what y'all kept saying was, no, they can't do that. They ain't gonna do that. Look what's happening now. Look what's happening. Album sales is down. Nobody cares about the music. Why? Because people care about the story of everything else but the music. Who's a snitch? Who ratted? Who's a part of what gang? Who's dating who? Who got a BBI? I told y'all that. Now look, let's pay attention to who's helping them now. Because if you're not telling hip hop stories, and for somebody like a Fat Joe, respectfully, you have been on tours. You have a lot of great things you could tell us. But it seemed like you keep trying to validate your thoroughness. And if you thorough, you thorough. A lot of people say you thorough. I think you thorough. But if you have done these great things in the culture musically, just speak on that. That shit is important. Speak on what it's like to go lay shit down to hear a beat. We need to hear that. We don't need to hear sneaker stories and all that shit. Because y'all got big voices. Fucking academics and Joe Budden, and they talk about Drake like every fucking episode is Drake this and Drake that and Kendrick. Y'all still talking about that shit? The fuck? What's happening? We still talking about Drake? Drake ain't even fucking from here. Seriously. Brody asked me, how do you maintain principles in hip hop media? You remember why you did it. Again, I came here because it was people who did not get a chance to tell their story. I wanted them to tell their story. With me, all you have to do is make one record that I like. If it was a part of my childhood, my upbringing, then I'm going to interview you. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. I like it. I like it. But the gang shit, the street shit, it fucked us up. It fucked us up. It really, really fucked us up. The street shit, trying to uplive this street shit, paperwork, and it really fucked us up. And that's all nigga shit. That's all reserved for people who was in that life. This shit shouldn't be reserved for people who, fuck if you come from the street or not. Because if you ain't there no more, what fucking difference do it make? Why are you trying to uphold street rules and you a fucking square now? You don't got to uphold none of that shit because you're not partaking in it. And a lot of people who are casual watchers of YouTube and shit like that, people are not street people anymore. People have family. The most gangster shit you can do as a man is take care of your damn family. Not get on YouTube and talk about the people you shot or the jail time you did or who you cut and who's arrested. That shit ain't gangster. The penitentiary, that shit ain't gangster. If you're not talking about it from a preventive standpoint, that shit is stupid. Because you're still sitting in front of a camera talking. Fuck that. People went on and done great things that come from that. Let's just stay in our greatness. That's it. Let's stay in our greatness. Let's stop putting ourselves in something. That's why I don't talk about none of that street shit. I don't care. I'm so far removed from any of that shit. Like this I'm far removed from that shit. This shit is corny. And the streets never give, it only takes. Remember that. The streets give you nothing. It only takes. Now they move the street shit into hip hop. The studio for me was the escape. That's why I could go make some music. That's why I could fuck with music. I'm not in the street. I'm not there. Shy Northside said, I believe another reason the highly paid shows have people lying because the new generation wasn't there. So they're more likely to believe stories about a time they didn't grow up around. Absolutely. I agree with that as well. But see, music has to the reset button has to be hit on music because growing up, I remember a time for everything. I remember, man, dances. I remember how the ladies had their hair, the outfits they wore, all of that shit. Shit ain't nothing like that no more. The fashion is gone. The slang is gone. Slang used to be regional. Slang used to be regional. That's why I said when sometimes C Gutta talk, he's so Fulton Street, I got to translate for him because I know what he's saying. But slang used to be, we didn't do what they did in the South. The South didn't do, and that's what made us all dope. Now it's just one big monolith of who's the most gangster, who got the biggest crew. This shit is corny now. That shit is corny. Bring back backpack rappers. Shit, bring back some of that step into the realms of chaos. Just not too much of that shit. But all of that shit everything serves a purpose because that's what makes the culture. Even when people redo my interviews, I don't really get mad because they have to be updated. I don't have an issue with none of that shit. Just don't try to rewrite history. And they're writing some of us out of history. Or when they try to write us into history, it's always something derogatory. Why can't our greats be great? Seriously, some of our greats did great things. Tupac was a young man who had the mind of a grown-ass man. Brody, I appreciate you as well. The greatness of Tupac is not death row. That was the ending. Just really think about that. That was the ending. I told y'all a long time ago, Biggie was around Diddy as far as business. Diddy always had tendencies to be a micromanager, selfish individual. I saw that then. What happened? It ended up costing Biggie his life. He didn't belong in LA. Everybody and their mama know that. So it is what it is, man. I thank y'all for joining me. I'm a man on a mission. I got a lot of content to put out. I'm tired of saying it. So I just got to do it. I appreciate y'all. This shit ain't always about views and likes. It's about standing on truth, having integrity, and not being a piece of shit. Seriously. Because when you be a piece of shit, you eventually have to leave that internet and face the music. When you slander, discredit, lie, you're gonna have to go outside. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna have to go outside. When you upset a lot of people, you gotta go outside. When you could just tell the truth. Especially if you're already valid, you don't gotta lie about nothing. Just tell the truth. Having y'all seen me say something sometimes erroneously, I'll get right on here and apologize. There's nothing wrong with that. For correcting your errors, for saying I fucked up. There is nothing wrong with that. For saying, yo, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But this lying new thing, paid interview shit, is really cramping our culture because now people are saying anything for a check. And the check, the sensationalism, the clickbait is what brings the views. What brings the views is why people are getting paid. So now people are starting to talk about shit that they have no idea what they're talking about. Seriously, I'm watching people just putting themselves in places that they just wasn't there for, putting themselves in studio sessions, putting themselves on block streets, hoods, states that they just was not there for. It's corny. Tell your truth. What was you there for? Many people got great stories, but they're so busy wanting to be in the said algorithm. They so busy want to be in the said conversation, they starting to make up shit. It's corny. It's corny. C Gutta said he was there. He didn't see what's being said. That's a source. That's a reliable source. And I know people want to be diplomatic about a lot of shit because we not here to try to beef with each other. We not here to cause wars in the street and none of that. But we can't be slandering the dead. And that's why I am going to be a little bit more critical of music. And I'm going to say why before I go. I talk about music the way I do. And although people be a little upset and say you think I'm trolling or you think I'm trying to go viral. Listen, I've been more viral than before viral was viral. I was that, right? It ain't never about that. I'm for the improvement of our culture. Even when I fuck up, I'm hard on myself. You say I'll come on here and apologize. But what we gonna stop doing is taking mediocrity and acting like it's dope and then dissing people. I think that that's corny. Let's tell people, yo, that's not what we want. Yo, we tired of this type of music. We tired of this type of look. We tired of twerking. It's okay. Listen, it's okay. Sometimes you gotta be a hater, if that's what you call. So what? Again, if you want to say, who am I and what have I done? A lot of y'all wouldn't be doing interviews if it wasn't for me. I just say 3-4 things. I did something that's revered as the greatest hip hop interview of all time, which is Max B, which is many dope interviews out there now. I shot Wu-Tang videos and shot Winter Ward videos. And I recorded Biggie Warning Verse. I was with Easy Mo B when he made a lot of them classic beats. I was there. I DJ for Roxanne Shante at 15. I toured. I was there, a fly on the wall, young dude in a lot of these studio sessions. I was there. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. I love hip hop. That's why I always talk music. I sensationalize some shit sometimes. Sometimes I got to give you what you want in order to give you what you need. But I talk music. I talk music. That shit is important. That transcends race, gender, sexuality, all that shit. I'm qualified. Qualifications is there. So that's why I talk music. And not to mention behind the scenes, working on getting people their publishing back. And I don't even advertise that. It's people who don't have their publishing, that got robbed for their publishing, that I be working behind the scenes, helping people get their publishing back. I don't brag about that. I don't even say nothing about that. Working behind the scenes to get people their publishing back. So before you say, what do you do? What have you ever done? I think y'all need to do a little bit more history, and not for people who don't know better, for the casuals. So when you see Little Kim say, you know, we started rapping in your crib first, me, 15-year-old kid who just loved the culture. So at the end of it all, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm not in the gang, I ain't no nigga. I'm just here to fuck with the music. Let's get back to the music. So that's it, man. I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. Shout out to C Gutta. The first pinned comment is the OG Wisdom podcast. Help my family get monetized. They have very different topics. Although it's called OG Wisdom, They talk about street stuff. They talk about history. C Gutta know his history. When C Gutta start talking that history, watch out. When he start talking about black history, watch out. That man know his history. You know what I'm saying? He know his history. He start, and I'm gonna let y'all in. Look at my C Gutta interview and the related videos. Look at my C Gutta interviews. He don't glorify the fact that he pulled out a joint on Suge Knight defending Biggie. He pulled out a gun. It's a fact. You don't see him glorify that. He don't glorify no street shit ever, and did it. But I want to say, C Gutta father is Sun Ra. That's a fact. Look up Sun Ra. It's his father. So he's qualified to talk about music through his lineage, not only through Biggie being his family, through his father. His father is Sun Ra. Look up Sun Ra. You get a chance, just look up Sun Ra. S-U-N-R-A. That's his father. And he from my hood. So I'm holding my neighborhood down. This one is for Fulton Street. This one is for Bed-Stuy, Clinton Hill area. C Gutta's father is Sun Ra. Look it up. That's his father. Bullshit you not. My neighborhood is filled with music lineage. That's why my neighborhood was the hub for so much music coming out there. Biggie, Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Easy Mo B, myself, so many others. My crew. Look up Sun Ra. That's his daddy. Facts. Yo, but with that, man, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Again, if you need any consultation, you need a good word or direction with your music, your brand or whatever, and you little stuck, man, you can hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. The Instagram is over 100K. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody who follow Doggie Diamonds TV on Instagram. And the Facebook Doggie Diamonds, them numbers is running up too. So right now I just been building the social media numbers, which I'll help. You know, we get there. Oh yeah, we had 96K on the Facebook. So yeah, we don't do paid followers. We don't do bots. We don't do none of that. This is all organic. You know what I'm saying? So that's that right there. All organic. If you're a supporter of me, former supporter, you jumped off ship for whatever reason, and you back, salute to you. I'm not mad at nobody. I just want to just clean up a lot of this bullshit that's going on and just add on to the culture of the people who did great things before me. And that's just all I want to be known for. I like to have fun. I like to bug out sometimes. But I really love talking about music. And I love wrestling too. So make sure y'all hit the like on this. The first pinned comment is the OG Wisdom Podcast. Let's get my fam monetized. They got great stories. On that note, until next time, Brooklyn, we did it.